Hey, I wanted to leave a little review for the car shop, the car doctor, Rob, in the shop over there. I was referred to them by a muffler shop named Marv. And so I went in there with a Dodge Journey 2012 that I had replaced the head gasket on, had the heads resurfaced, everything was put back together, and the timing was just a little off, and the camshaft sensors were out of range, right? So and I also had a little bit of a leak of oil, which turned out to be just the cover plate was not tight, which easy thing to get at. But anyway, my review is I took it over there a little after Halloween. I think the day after Halloween, day before, something like that. And we're now at January 23rd, and the car was just towed without my consent, mind you, to another shop. Total Upgrade, where they have now had it for a couple days but haven't had a chance to look at it yet. And it's actually not reassembled. And when I went and said, I haven't looked at this car in months, can I look at it? I opened up the hood, and the manifold was off, and one of the valve covers is off, and so the camshaft is exposed, and there's some towels over the top of it. I pulled those back, and the camshaft has rust on it. And so that's not good, which means to me it hasn't been taken care of and was left outside with the camshaft exposed. Moisture built up on these. Was supposed to be a smooth surface, and so that's not great. There's been absolutely no communication from the shop proactively to me in the 3 months that they've had it, going on 4 months now. November, December, January, almost February. So I do not feel there's a good review in store for them. I'm making this video just to let it be known what happened there. Rob, I feel, is a good person, and he had people around him that have let him down along the way. I paid $1,000, and it's been 3 months, and the car is in no better, if not worse, condition than when I gave it to him. And I do a lot of work myself. So through the process, I said, I believe it's the timing and the oil leak I'm not sure about, and so there was a $750 charge for the diagnostics, which I thought was a lot excessive in terms of a shop rate of $150 or something like that, to find an oil leak and diagnose the timing, where I told you it was the timing. You could, he hooked it up to a system and said it was 20 degrees off, the timing was, and so the computer couldn't calculate for that much timing. So I think a couple of the links on the chain were off. So I said, "Can you fix that?" "Oh no, we won't just fix the timing. We're gonna replace the parts that are in there too. Why we got it off?" And I'm like, "Well, that makes sense." So he did an estimate, but it was $1,460 or something for the parts for the timing chain. And I'm like, I asked, what kit are you buying? And so he's like, sends the invoice and has a part number on it. I'm like, okay. So I look up that part number, and it's a Napa part. And so I go to the Napa store, and it was $650. And so I said, well, $650, why are you charging me double that, if not more? And he's like, oh, that's just standard markup. And I said, well, can I just go buy the part and get it and have you put it in? I can understand a little bit of delivery and labor charge to get it, $100, maybe $2 at the most, more for that, but to charge me double doesn't seem right. And so he's like, let me get back to you on that. Now, before I questioned the price of the part, the delivery date was on a Friday, and this was like a Tuesday. So then I questioned the delivery on the part. They get back to me on Wednesday and say, you don't have to pay for the part, the markup on the part. We'll just have you pay what Napa charged, right? And I'm like, okay, that's great. That's better than expected, honestly. I was expecting a little bit of an extra charge, but not double. So then that's where things fell apart, though. There was no communication going forward. I kept calling in, leaving messages, and texting the person. I was told the person who I was communicating with had personal issues and health issues and was no longer with the company. And so that was part of the delay. I'm like, oh, that sucks. That's horrible. So it was right around Christmas time, and I thought, I'm going to send her some flowers. So I bought some flowers, had them delivered to the shop. Then I call and leave a message like, hey, did you guys get my flowers? How's Sam doing? Is everything okay? And I get a call back from Rob that says, well, Shane, actually, she ghosted me and just hasn't come into work anymore. And, I don't, don't know what happened, but that's part of it, and I'm sorry about that, and I'm working to get someone else. And okay. A few days later, I get a call from someone else from the shop, and he's like, "Hey, my name's Danny. I'm gonna be your new guy to talk to, and sorry about that with Sam. I'll do better than that." And I'm like, "Okay, great, Danny. Great. Thanks for reaching out. What's the update on my car? When are we gonna have it done? You bought the part. You should just be putting it in. Then we should be done, right?" "Oh yeah, I don't know. I'll find out." Nope, didn't find out. 2-3 texts later, Happy New Year to him. Nothing. Any update in the new year? Nothing. So finally, Rob, I go in. I forget now. I go in. I'm like, what's going on? Oh, that guy didn't work out. We're having some issues. It's still going on. He was on the phone call. I didn't go in. It's going into limp mode now. So something's still wrong. I'm glad we've had it why this happened. I'm like, okay, that's good. That you own that if something else worse happened, it's why you've had it and has nothing to do with me, because like I said, it was driving with a slight rough idle, 20 degrees off. Timing was the only issue when I brought it in, and a little bit of an oil leak, right? Which he said was resolved by just tightening the cover. So we went from that to now a camshaft potentially is damaged, and he's sending it to another shop. He had it towed there, again, without my permission. And he said the battery also died. He's like, yeah, because it's been sitting, the battery's dead. Now, this car's horrible because the battery's in the wheel well and you have to take the tire off, and it's just a real pain to get to. So I understand there's labor involved in getting the battery. It's not super under the hood like most cars. But I just put a new battery in before I gave it to him in October. So there's no way the battery should be dead. It maybe needed charged because the car hasn't been running. But I took the battery in and got a brand new one. I had it under warranty still from the last one I had bought. So this one was still under warranty. So if he bought another one, which he said he did, which I don't know that I trust anymore, now I don't have the warranty. It's under either his name, or how am I going to get the warranty on this battery? So he put me in a worse off shape there by having a battery put in that is not under my name, and I don't know where he got it. And the battery that I had a warranty with, I don't know what happened to it. And unfortunately, I went to the shop where it's at now, and I can't even check the battery because it's in the tire well. And I'm like, well, I don't know if it's the same kind of battery or what. They told me they would take a picture of it and let me know. But all that to say, it's been a very unpleasant experience. I would say probably the worst experience I've ever had having a car fixed, which is, the reason I work on my cars is because I just don't. Father of 6, single income family. I just don't have the resources to spend double labor costs and double part costs to get a car fixed. I'm knowledgeable and have enough gumption to try and do it myself. Now, a head gasket was probably beyond the scope of what a novice should do. But I thought, there's some YouTube videos out there. I can figure it out. I have some friends that are helpful in terms of knowledge as well. And honestly, I got there except for the timing chain, and I'm like, well, I just need someone who actually can know that a little better. I thought I did it all right, but 1 or 2 teeth off, and it makes a difference. And so I was hoping that he would be able to just go in there and fix the teeth, and button it back up, and I'd be done for $1,500, $2,000. Because I realized it's a time-consuming job to get it done because I did it, and it's a tight quarters, but he's got a lift and more things that should make it easier. But there's my car saga with the car doctor in Hillsboro on Dennis Ave there. Again, I like Rob as a person. He was good to communicate, and he said he really appreciated the way I was communicating with him and not getting irate and things. I just I understand things happen, but there was never any solution. We're still no solution. It's at another shop. Now I have to deal with them. I've given him $1,000, which I'm sure he's spent more than $1,000 worth of time on, but I've got no result from that time. My car's in a worse shape. I'm gonna have to spend more money. Starting over to a new shop and wants to charge me money now to look at it, and I'm like, well, all the looking has already been done, and so they're like, well, maybe we can waive the fee. I'll have to talk to Rob, and they haven't even looked at it yet though, and they've had it for 2 days now. But I was told maybe Tuesday of next week, which is today's Friday. So Saturday, they're not working on the weekend, right? But Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so that's another 4 days. So we'll be into February before it actually starts to get looked at. So Well, I've been rambling for about 10 minutes now on this thing, but there's my summary of why I would not recommend going to the car doctor. I mean, I'm sure other people have good experiences there, but I did not find that he had integrity through the way I was dealing with him. I was told one thing, and it turned out something else to be true. I was told the new parts were put in, a new timing kit was put in. That's why I paid for that part kit as well. Only paid retail, not the markup fee, but those parts were never purchased and they were never put in the car. And yet, we moved ahead thinking that that's what they said they were going to do. And then at the end, I said, "So you put in new tensioners and all that stuff?" And he admitted, he's like, "No, we open it up, put it back together." So they didn't do any of those things, but he took the money for the parts anyway, for the labor, because I don't know. So I will provide an update if something happens with Total Upgrade Automotive, which is where the car is now. And in the meantime, my daughter had an accident in the other car we had, and so that was also why it wasn't urgent initially. It was like, we have only one vehicle for the family now, and then my work truck. So we were really needing an extra vehicle for the 4 drivers. Yeah, 4 drivers we have in one vehicle. So it was becoming difficult. Yeah. And so I'll work on that this weekend, trying to get the Malibu back together. So look for that, those videos coming up too, maybe, if I can find the time to record and get the work done. All right. Take care.